slur some words because I'm a little bit tired, but I've been behind the wheel since I left the office at 9:30 this morning after the morning show in D.C., and I've been going nonstop. I was in Frederick, Maryland this morning, taking Nova Luna to get checked up by her specialist. This is her week 2 appointment where they changed her cast because she fractured her radial growth plate and her right front paw. Now she's healing, and she's healing fine, but it's just, she's a puppy, so she has all this puppy energy, and she does not believe she is injured. And so I have to find ways to keep her occupied. And it's No Shave November. We'll talk about this coming up in a few minutes. And there's a few other observations I've made early in the morning traveling to work about places that are open before 3 o'clock in the morning, before 4 o'clock in the morning. Run down some of that, and then maybe if we have a little bit of time before Kyla gets here, because I'm waiting to pick up Kyla right now from a program she's in during the day, I'll get to some other stuff. And if you have questions, of course, leave them down below in the comments, and we'll discuss all of your questions and all of your thoughts. And I will answer them all honestly, because I believe if you ask me anything, that's great. And I don't need to be scripted to answer them. I'll just answer them honestly if I'm allowed to. And if not, well, I'll tell you that I'm not allowed to. So we have that relationship. So let's start with this morning. Started out this morning early, woke up before 2, got into the office, but before then I went to get some breakfast. Then after I get done with a meeting after work, I had to literally get in the car, run home, pick up the dog, go to Frederick for an appointment that was actually at 10:15. Oops, Toby time. I got there at 10:30. Oops, Toby time. Stinks, but I'm on pace. I'm back on track for next week, and I'll be on time next Thursday. So that's today's adventure. That's going up. Then I went up there and I hung out while they checked Nova Luna out. She's got a decent bill of health. They changed her stuff, her cast, made it tight again. This way she doesn't chew it off, because she's been known to do that. Then I had to turn around and come back down here to pick up Kyla. Meanwhile, en route, I get a text from Kyla, and she's like, make it 1:30. And I'm like going, man. And so I could have asked her to, take the bus home or maybe even Uber home or something. But I told her that I would come get her this week to help her kind of get reacclimated to stuff. And she's got a lot going on in life and a pretty full plate. And I certainly can relate to that. So I'm trying to help her as much as I can without taking away from my own stuff to do. But fortunately, I've been pretty good at that because I've put a system into place. I have a plan. Quote me on that. I have a plan. I have a plan. Who knew? Planning. It's a thing. So it is No Shave November, where guys let the stuff grow on their face to raise awareness for cancer. Started out as a guy cancer sort of a thing. It's evolved since into a gigantic cancer awareness sort of a thing. This is me after a week of growth. Here's what I did, and I'll show you a picture from earlier on Insta. Probably check out my stories or whatever for it. First week was pretty just out there. Then I go to get my hair cut on Halloween, and I shave it all down, and that's where I began. Shaved down for No Shave November. Now, fortunately, I'm told I can shave my head. Is that true? Because I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been told I can shave my head for No Shave November, so I did shave my head. But I left everything on the face, and it's growing, and we're kind of at the end of week 1 of it all now, so we'll see how it goes through November. And then if everything goes well by December 6th, I should be able to shave it in time for my birthday, which maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get to celebrate this year instead of celebrating at home with COVID. Which reminds me, I pulled a side hustle. I was a clinical trial patient with Novavax for the COVID vaccine. And I've been getting pinged on a couple of other clinical trials, and I'm thinking maybe it might not be a bad thing to do the clinical trial side hustle again. I mean, it's easy money. It's like vacation money. It's extra bills money. It's college tuition money. It's extra money. And to get what? injected with an experimental vaccine that may save lives, to have good health care at my disposal while I'm a patient. I don't hate that. So it might be something I'm considering doing. Is it something you would consider doing, a clinical trial, if you knew you could get paid? Because there's some for the influenza vaccine, there's influenza COVID, there's stuff for type 2 going around. There are other forms of Ozempic that are being tested right now that do the same thing but don't cause other Ozempic-related kind of things. There's like clinical trials for everything. You just have to look around and know where to look in order to get in on them. And I think personally they make a better side hustle because they're somewhat private. You do them at home or in a doctor's office or in a, college laboratory. It's kind of a cool thing. Me gusta very much. Me gusta. Let's see what else is going on. Kyla's home. Very happy about that. It's good to have her back in the place, even though I am waiting to pick her up. Nova's getting better. Work seems to be going well. Let's see. What else was there I wanted to talk to you about? Car stuff we can talk about later. The van life and YouTube rabbit holes I've been going down we can talk about later. I go down those all the time. All the time. You can find anything on YouTube. You really can. Without getting too deep into the weeds on some of the other stuff or different, Toby talks later on. You really can learn about anything on YouTube. From learning how to code, to how to use Photoshop, to how to edit sound, to how to edit videos, to how to live in a van, to how to convert a van into a tiny living facility, to tiny living stuff. There's a rabbit hole for everybody. I know, I've gone down a lot of them, and I haven't even scratched the surface. What YouTube rabbit hole are you going down lately? Anything? Anything fun? No, yes, no? 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 Comments below if you have. I would love to know what you're watching, so include a link too. My big rabbit holes are lately the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders, van life, abandoned places, how to make knockoff fast food stuff like knockoff Big Macs and, deconstructed items at fast food restaurants. Let's see what else I've been watching. Stuff on the British royalty. Stuff on baseball cards. I've been watching people open baseball cards. Yeah, baseball card packs. That's crazy, right? You sit there and you watch these people on camera opening baseball card packs. But these people have millions of views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm like, I will open baseball cards all over the place. I will. And I'll probably even sell them too because they're an investment. Got to make my money back. Just saying. Let's see, what else is there to talk about that I saw today? Anything interesting? Not really anything interesting for now, but if you check the blog, www.ihearttoby, you'll see some stuff. I know Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are in the ethos of conversation. Lots of buzz about Matthew Perry still from Friends. There's a bunch of other stuff going on with the SAG-AFTRA strike. Then there's the podcasters that are all kinds of up in arms, but they're not part of SAG-AFTRA. They're part of another union. And then there's like the video game people who, like, they act on video games. They voice over these talent on video games. Well, they get paid. They want to make sure that they're protected too. So I don't know. It's like the union spring. It really is. It's like every organized labor is rising up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ask me about it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just saying. Got to fight for what you got to fight for. The right fights should be fought. The rest of them probably don't need to be fought. But anyway. So thanks for watching. Again, if you've got questions, ask me anything down in the comments below. In the meantime, I hope you're well. I'm thinking about you. Are you doing all right today? How are you doing? One of the things that really kind of got to me when I was going through a pretty dark time recently was just life stuff going on and a lot of stuff going on around me is that, nobody really stopped to ask me how I was doing. And then somebody did, and it kind of meant everything. They were like, how are you doing? And I was like, thank you for asking me, because nobody's asked me that over the last however long. And, sometimes you've got to, think outside of your own body and think outside of the box and realize that Other people are going through things, and sometimes they just need to be asked how they're doing so that they know they're not alone, you know? So how are you doing? You good? Whatever it is you're going through, you got it, and you're not alone. And Toby Knapp and I've approved this message, tk@iheartradio.com. That's my personal email. tk@ihearttoby.com also works. Insta, Facebook, all of the other things. You can find that in the bio down below. Follow me, like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, thanks for spending a few minutes with me while I'm waiting on Kyla. I now have 3 minutes, assuming that I'm early and assuming she's on time. And if you know me, that's one hell of an assumption. One hell of an assumption. Okay, bye.